I cannot believe it's been 17 years since we lost one of the best actor that he ever played as a Joker in the history of mankind, which is none other than Heath Ledger. He is a Australia actor. He was born on April 4th, 1979, and he sadly passed away on January 22nd, 2008. And his family member got his Oscar, and actually, it was very sad that Heath Ledger didn't came in this universe to get his Oscars trophy because he did a terrific job as the Joker. So, Heath Ledger, I am so happy that you give us one of the best Joker ever made. But when you passed away back in 17 years, it's just heartbroken and very heartbroken for the fan who really enjoyed The Dark Knight. I am so glad that this guy just played as a Joker before his passing, and if it's not, The Dark Knight will be Doom. And I thank God that The Dark Knight was not Doom. Anyway, enough further ado, let's review one of the best comic book movies of 2008. And this movie is way better than Space Champ and Mamma Mia. Let's get started. Heath Ledger, he may rest in peace. And just like the fantastic line from the Joker said, "Why you so serious?" Hello, everybody from Arendelle, or even in Enchantress Forest, or even not the Holland. My name is Nick Cake Studio Lounge Show. And this review was originally going to come out the same day as Christian Bale's birthday, because it makes sense because this movie turned 17 years old last night. Well, during two, I was pretty busy with Christian Bale's birthday, so that's why I decided that I might do the review of this movie instead of waiting until yesterday. So let me take a drink of water real quick because it's going to be a long video. Let's get started. So, tonight, I'm about to do a movie review to one of the best film of 2008, along with Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Kung Fu Panda, and WALL-E, which is none other than The Dark Knight. Came out of the year of 2008. And yes, I got the Dark Knight trilogy. I got Batman Begin, I got The Dark Knight, and of course, the underrated Batman film ever made, which is none other than The Dark Knight Rises, which this is the same movie they created a mass shooting. It's not because of the movie itself, it's because that one knucklehead came to the theaters and shooting people. What kind of sick world we're living in, huh? Anyway, enough further ado, let's get started, shall we? It's review time! So, how's that weird? We go to a movie rant on Teen Titan Go to the Movies, and I honestly am not a huge fan of that movie. Yeah, if you want more detail about it, check out my 30-minute or 20-minute video of me ranting on Teen Titan Go to the Movies. Like, we go into a trashy DC film, and now we're going to the great one, which is a fantastic one, and this is the second best Christopher Nolan movie behind with Oppenheimer, which is my third favorite film of all time. Let's get started. So my thought on the Dark Knight trilogy. The Dark Knight trilogy, it has got to be one of my third favorite trilogy out there. One of my second favorite trilogy out there, behind with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So let's hope the Frozen trilogies will be my new favorite trilogy. But for now, we're gonna say the Lord of the Ring trilogy is my favorite trilogy. It has got to be one of my favorite trilogy ever. Like no other trilogy would be as good. But let's see. But we gotta wait until when Frozen 3 comes, and then we can say Frozen as a trilogy, because we might talk about that in 2027 until the Frozen 3 come out, and then I will tell you which trilogy I think is better, the Frozen trilogies or the Lord of the Ring trilogy. Sorry about the stuttering. So Batman Begin, the movie that came out 20 years ago. It came out the exact same year as King Kong and one of my favorite films of 2005, which is another Kim Possible movie, Soul the Drama, which is my favorite Disney Channel original movie out there, and one of my second might be my second favorite Disney film ever, honestly. Yep, even better than Wish. So Batman Begin is a fantastic start of the Dark Knight trilogy. Even Batman Begin is the weakest, but just because it's the weakest, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Like, come on. You can't point out that when I say weakest, that would be bad. Like, honestly, there was a difference between what a least and weakest. Least, on the other hand, is a very bad thing to say. But when you say weakest, it's just okay, honestly. But even I think Batman Begin is the weakest out of the Dark Knight trilogy, and a lot of us would definitely agree. But overall, the Batman Begin give us one of the best way to start of this new trilogy. And of course, you got the Dark Knight, which we're gonna get to that very shortly. And of course, the Dark Knight Rises. I did not care what the haters said, because honestly, if you don't care about this film, I can hear your opinion. I totally understand why you guys not a huge fan of The Dark Knight Rises, but for me, it has got to be one of the most underrated film that came out in the Batman franchise. And honestly, before I continue, I just wanna give you a huge apology what I said on my Teen Time Go to the Movie rant when I said that if you guys prefer when you guys prefer a Teen Time Go movie over Mission Impossible 6, and honestly, yeah. Yeah, I kind of like opinion bashing. Yeah, it can show us that Alec was trying to get in my head and trying to be like him. Like, get out of my head, Alec. Get out of my head, you freaking idiot. So, yeah, I'm sorry, because when I said that, it's kind of maybe of Alex 2.0. So, Alec, freak you, and Nick, don't ever say that again. Don't you ever say that again. So, The Dark Knight Rises, even this film, even at the fact that The Dark Knight Rises is the same movie they created a mass shooting. It's not because of the movie itself. It's because of the fact that it was a criminal came to the theaters and shooting people. And it made people died. Like, how on earth that you go into a movie theaters and doing something madness? That is beyond me. And at the same time, that guy needs some help, and at the same time, that guy should be arrested, because you don't go into a movie theaters and start that mass shooting. And you know what? I might talk about that in my movie review of The Dark Knight Rises, because honestly, I'm not trying to be like Alec, trying to make his review short, but my taste, I'm making my review longer because I got a lot of detail, I got a lot of research, because I'm trying to be like Polly Preston and Paul 126, and my review style is trying to be like Chris Tuckman and the better version of Black Critic Guys. Sorry about the guys. So anyway. So yeah, The Dark Knight Rises, it has got to be one of the best way to end of the Dark Knight trilogy. And if they ever greenlit a Dark Knight 4, actually, a part of this franchise might be even ruined. But hey, Christopher Nolan said that he's done with the Dark Knight trilogy. He's done with Christian Bale. Honestly, Christian Bale. There was a difference between Christian Bale and Christian Bale. Christian Bale is the actress that she was in Teen Time Go to the Movie, which is the only character I like from that freaking movie. Overall, that film is a piece of crap. And of course, she was in the Frozen duology as Anna. And she has got to be one of my favorite performances by Christian Bale. And Christian Bale, on the other hand, this is the same guy. He was in Amsterdam, American Psycho, and of course, The Dark Knight trilogy. And of course, he was in Vi, which I might check that film out because I heard that film is pretty good. So let's check out the Rotten Tomato rating for a moment, because when this film came out on July 18, honestly, how on earth this film came out the exact same year as Space Champ and Mamma Mia? I gotta say right now, I'm gonna fight out and say it, but The Dark Knight will always be better than Space Champ and Mamma Mia. Yeah, actually, I honestly don't care about Mamma Mia, and I'm probably some of the people are not a huge fan of Mamma Mia. And I am so glad that The Dark Knight beat the heck out of Space Champ and even Mamma Mia. Like, seriously, who in the right mind want to pay the ticket to see a movie about three champ go to the space? Like seriously, I'd rather see The Dark Knight have Heath Ledger Joker more than see a movie about three champ go into a space. And don't let me get started with the sequel because the sequel doesn't count. Yeah, this film got a 94% on Rotten Tomato for the critic, and however, this film got a 94% for the audience, which is pretty dope. And of course, The Dark Knight got 9.0 out of 10, like a 9 out of 10. Like, seriously, this film deserves like a 10 out of 10. Yeah, honestly, sometimes my IMDb can be really weird with the rating, but at the same time, it's their opinion, so I can't bash it. And of course, the box office was a major hit. The Dark Knight was a massive box office hit, becoming the first superhero film or comic book movie, I would call it, to gross over $1 billion worldwide, and one of the highest grossing film of all time at the release at the time. Because not until you got Avatars, not until you got the Avengers Endgame, and honestly, and after that, you got the re-release of Avatar. So that's why Avatar is staying as the highest grossing film ever. But I seriously doubt that Beyond the Spider Peak and even Frozen 3 might be the highest grossing movie of all time. And I seriously doubt that Frozen 3 might win at the Oscars in the future of the future notice of the Oscar, because I got a bunch of competition between what Beyond the Spider-Verse and Frozen 3. But Frozen 4, on the other hand, there's a possibility that Frozen 4 might win at the Oscars in the future. But let's not talk about Frozen. Let's talk about The Dark Knight, which is my favorite comic book movie of all time in my area. Well, even I think the Deadpool and Wolverine is my favorite comic book movie, but The Dark Knight is in the close second now, so don't worry. Yeah, this film is a $1 billion worldwide. It is one of the highest grossing film of all time at the release at the time. And the film have a budget for $185 million and $180 billion. And I'm very sorry I didn't talk about the budget for Teen Titans Go to the movie. Oh, wait a second. The budget cost $10 million. Like, seriously, that is so freaking cheap. And anyway, why The Dark Knight got snubbed at the Oscars? Well, I have no flipping idea, because it shows that the Oscars saying that comic book movie are not cinema, which I just found it BS. Dude, that is bullcrap, because do you not know that people work their AR by making these comic book movies, like the visual effect, the storyline, the characters? So are you telling me that the main reason why you're not getting nomination for The Dark Knight for the Best Picture nomination, all because you're saying comic book movie are not cinema? Dude, I swear to God, if I see a director who made The Wolf of Wall Street saying that comic book movie are not cinema, I'm just going to change my mind not to watch The Wolf of Wall Street, because that director should not be saying that, because, like, seriously, that is total bullcrap, and you know that, because comic book movie are real cinema, not a freaking animated movie about poop joke and fart joke. That's not cinema. But the true cinema is, which another mature anime movie like Frozen 2 and the Spider-Verse movie, and some of the movie has some adult theme in it, which adult theme in anime movie always be better than having your light-hearted, heating natures, and of course having poop joke and fart joke. And yes, I understand animations for everyone for all ages. But honestly, I think Hollywood is trying to make their film, trying to be like the Boss Baby and the Emoji Movie, which, oh my god, don't let me get started with the Emoji Movie. Anyway, let's continue. So yeah, honestly, if I hear anybody said that comic book movie are not cinema, it shows that people have no idea what the frick they're talking about, because that sounds very stupid. I'm not trying to be opinion bashing, but I'm just getting sick and tired of that type of reason. Probably people or doing the same way as getting tired that people say, ooh, comic book are not cinema. I just found it bullcrap on that, because this is the same reason that people said that anime movie are not cinema, or because anime movie just made for kids and they don't get tired of it. And it shows that people have no idea what filmmaking is. So yeah. And if you don't care about comic book movie, that's fine. But when you say comic book movie are not cinema, that's literally push my button like you and go, yeah. And I gotta say, The Dark Knight will always be better than, you know what? let's not trash on Dog Millionaire because Dog Millionaire is based on true events, so cannot trash about it. And I haven't seen it honestly, so I might check that film out pretty soon. So it might be in my second favorite movie from 2008, but I seriously doubt it might be as a Forgetting Sarah Marshall because Forgetting Sarah Marshall will always be better as my second favorite movie from 2008 more than Dog Millionaire. Well, I haven't seen Dog Millionaire, but I might get the DVD of it along when I'm gonna get the Blu-ray copy of Teen Titans to the movie. Even though I don't like that film, but I'm really curious what the Blu-ray menu a Blu-ray menu look like. Let's hope it had Jake Wilson in it. That'd be cool. Anyway, so Heath Ledger passed away on January 22nd, 2008. He was age of 28 years. Yeah, he was 28 years in 2008. And he was passed away in New York City. How did he pass away? How on earth did he become a Joker due into The Dark Knight came out on July 18th? Well, there was a dark history there was a dark history of what happened to this man. Like this man, because this is the same man, he was in some 3 fantastic films, such as 10 Thing I Hate About You, which is the movie, not the one show that came out free for on the ABC Family. And of course, Brokeback Mountain. Oh man, I gotta watch that film. Real quick. And of course, The Dark Knight, which is the one movie we're reviewing, and we might review that film here in just a minute. So yeah, I feel sorry for Heath Ledger back in 2008 because it just shows that he was having a hard time, and I feel bad for this guy. Like, how on earth we go to a fantastic actor as a Joker into a very depressing Heath Ledger actor? Like, honestly, he was depressing for all this time, and how he passed away, do you ask? Well, look at this one. Yeah. He sadly passed away on January 8th. Yeah, actually, he was born in April 4th. In 1979, but he sadly passed away on January 22nd, 2008, and he was 28 years old. He was in his 20s. Yeah, I do not want to see people. I do not want to see people to be like Heath Ledger passing, because that would be very terrifying. That would be a terrifying stuff that I will ever mention, and yeah. It just breaks my heart every time I hear about this news, and I am so glad that Heath Ledger finished his Joker before his passing. But at the same time, we have to feel so sorry for him. And I swear to God, if I hear any people's comment that people say, like, especially for Brent's Troll, because you already know that Brent's Troll is not a huge fan of comic book movies. Like, I totally understand. Brent's Troll is not a huge fan of comic book movies. But if I see another comment. If I see a comment when he chill that Heath Ledger was having a hard time and they were like, good, you deserve it, The Dark Knight is over with, start hating that movie right now. Okay, Brent Shaw, first of all, chilling people that having a hard time, that is not cool, that is sick freak. And second of all, just because you're not a huge fan of comic book movie, that doesn't mean you have to force everybody not to be a fan of comic book movie. Like, honestly, you gotta give some Scipio to Heath Ledger. Like, Heath Ledger was having a hard time, and comic book movie took a hard time to make, the same way as animated movies. Because not every film is gonna be like a freaking Troll movie, freaking Wreck-It Ralph movie, and even freaking Inside Out movies. Well, even I like those movies, well, except for the Troll movie. I think the Troll movie is alright. Honestly, I think the Troll movie is okay. But honestly, I totally understand that Brent's Troll fan 2001 or 2002, whatever you call you. Yeah, I totally understand that he's not a huge fan of comic book movie, but can you please, for the living goodness and into unknown, that you give us a good reason why you don't like comic book movies? Because his rant on comic book movie are so freaking pathetic, and he better freaking not do a rant on The Dark Knight, or else I'm going to be very upset when he's going to chill that Heath Ledger was having a hard time. But I gotta say right now, The Dark Knight will always be better than the 50 Shades trilogy. Yeah, I say it. Anyway, let's continue. So, how did Heath Ledger pass away? Well, I already tell you. And this is a full information of what happened. I'm not going to read it because that's a very dark territory, and that would be the darkest moment I ever did in my YouTube channel. So, and honestly, if you want to know about this, check it out and see it to yourself. And honestly, here's the last movie that he was in before his passing. So not just The Dark Knight was the last movie that he was in, but the last movie he was in and it got released on Christmas Day, which is not in this movie. Actually this movie did okay with the audience and the critic because they give this film a 64% and they give this film a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb. And this film got released on Christmas Day on 2009. And yeah, we don't go see a movie on Christmas Day because the only way we're going to spend Christmas, which is not an open Christmas present, watching some Christmas movie, not going in the theaters, and spend your holiday season to watch these movies. Well, at the same time, that's your tradition. So if you want to go to the movie theaters, be my guest, but you got to be careful with the weather because sometimes weather can be really, really stupid and really scary crap. Am I right? So this is the last movie that he was in, not just The Dark Knight, but back in 2009, and I'm so glad that he finished this movie before his passing. So yeah, like I was saying, how is that impossible that he become a Joker before his passing? Well, here's this information. Yep, here's this information. How did Heath Ledger become the Joker before he passing? And don't read that title because I completely. Yeah, that was a bad thing to say. Anyway, you know what? No, you know what? Let's skip that. Anyway, so, yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna read that. Actually, I'm not gonna read that. So, that's very sad to read it. So, I'm not gonna read this. Actually, I'm not gonna read it. So, what do I think about The Dark Knight that came out 17 years? I gotta say, so not just Christian Bale's birthday was the best thing that came out on July 17, but I'm probably The Dark Knight might be in the close second because The Dark Knight, it has got to be one of the best film of 2008. All that energy they did for comic book movies, this is how you do a comic book movie, not a freaking movie about Batman or Robin, Superman 4 with Quest for Peace, and of course, Ghost Rider. I'm not a huge fan of Ghost Rider films, so let's hope Kevin Feige will definitely bring Ghost Rider to life again and have Zack Snyder direct it. That would be cool. Guys, I'm not a part of the Snyder Cut. I was just saying that's a fact. So, yeah. And this has got to be one of the second best comic book movie behind with Deadpool and Wolverine. Because Deadpool and Wolverine will always be better as my favorite comic book movies. But The Dark Knight might be in a close second. So, yeah. And honestly, I already know that people are starting to dislike Smoke Dog Millionaire because that film won over The Dark Knight. Well, I did my research of that. Yeah, The Dark Knight this film didn't get nominated at the Best Pictures, and I wonder why. It's because this movie's not cinema, which it sounds bullcrap, because when you look at the beautiful shot of Batman with the pressing while the build destroyed, I'll get to that picture in a minute. Hold on, my guys, let me take a drink of water real quick. Just real fast. Yup. Good water. Anyway, let's get back with the topic here. So, do I have any flaws about this movie? If I give one more flaws about this film, I will be a fake A movie critic, and people will not call me a movie critic if I give one flaws about this film. The positive, I have a lot of positive more than negative. Let's get to it. So, the story and the writing and the screenwriting was really terrific. Like, this is even better than that terrible screenwriting in Teen Titans Go to the movie, because Teen Titans Go to the movie screenwriting can go fuck themselves. But the screenwriting, The Dark Knight, this is how you do a comic book movies. Not a freaking Batman Robin when you see a Bat critic called Bat Bud and Freeze puns. Dude, I do not want to think about Batman Robin. Anyway, let's continue. So, yeah, I'm going off topic. So, once again, let's continue. Let's not make my review to be like Alex. So, yeah. Anyway, so the story was really terrific, and this is how you do a fantastic comic book movies. And the runtime is 2 hours and 32 minutes, but the pacing in this movie are very fantastic. And you have to understand this movie is 2 hours and 32 minutes, but the pacing is still there. And the characters are very fantastic. Right, come on, you got Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, played by the legendary Christian Bale. Yup, Christian Bale. Because he's a fantastic actor to play as Batman. And he has got to be one of my favorite actor I ever seen from Batman. And who know I might wanna, you know what? Let's not bash people's opinions. So I already apologize that profile of Homer Simpson. So don't worry, for Homer Simpson. I promise you, I won't bash people's opinion because I don't want to be like Alex and Branch 2.0. So Alex and Branch, go fix stuff. Anyway, so Christian Bale Christian Bell. Oh my god. Because every time I keep saying this name, it's kind of remind me I'm saying Christian Bell, the actress of Anna for Frozen. Oh my god. You know what? Let's call her Bell. Anyway. Oh, no. Let's not call him. You know what? Let's call him the actor of Batman. So, Christian Bell, this has got to be one of my favorite actors that he played as a Batman. Yep, even better than Ben Affleck. Yeah, take that Snyder. Sorry. Do take that Snyder Cut because the actor in this movie he played as Batman will always be better than Ben Affleck's Batman because, yeah, I'm just getting sick and tired that Snyder Cut to say that Ben Affleck is a better Batman and not Christian Bell. Come on, man. Michael Keaton and Christian Bell will always be better than Ben Affleck. No, people. I didn't say Christian Bell. People, I did not say Christian Bell, the actress of Anna. No, I'm talking about Christian Bell. I mean, there was a difference between a C and a K. So, yeah. And I'll get the joke in a minute. And, of course, you got James Gordon. James Gordon, I'm about to say. James Gordon. Yep, James Gordon. He is a fantastic character, and he might be one of my favorite performers by Gary Oldman, the same with his villain as a villain from Kung Fu Panda 2, which, speaking of that movie, that film is coming on 4K, and I cannot wait to get it for Christmas. And, of course, you got Two-Face. Yep, you got the Two-Face in this film. So, not just you got Killing Movie as a scarecrow from Batman Begins, and that, honestly, and no joke, that was the very first movie I watched featuring Kelly Mooney. And Kelly Mooney might be one of my third favorite actors in Hollywood of all time. Yep, along with the actor of Kristoff, and the actor of Deadpool and Wolverine, and the actor from The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, which is the main one. And of course, you got Michael Caine as Alfred Pennyworth. Yup, Alfred Pennyworth. This has got to be one of my favorite actors from Alfred, honestly. And honestly, even it's very sad that Honestly, it's very sad at the fact that Michael Caine all completely retired from acting. But at the same time, I totally understand why he's retired. Because, right, come on. Look at his age. He's 92 years old. So, no wonder that he literally retired from acting. So, and if you act for a very long time, it will mess up your energy, and even was, it might be messed up of your, honestly. So, yeah. And what the heck is this? Oh. Vin Diesel. Oh, yeah. Michael Caine, 92, in a wheelchair at diner. Wait a minute. Did he push him, or did she push him in a wheelchair? I'm just confused. Anyway, let's talk about the Dark Knight movie. So I'm going off topic here. So yeah, and I was the image shows. So I gotta say, but even it's very sad that Michael Caine is no longer acting because he sadly passed. No. He sadly retired from acting. Not passed away. He's retired. There was a difference between what the retired and passed away. And thank God he didn't pass away. If it is, I would be sad as a heartbeat. So even he's 92 years old and he's in his 90s. But I gotta say, before he retired, he gave us one of the best things that came out from Alfred. Yup, even better, just like Alfred from the Lego Batman movie. And yes, I defend that movie. I did not care what Alex and Brent said. So yeah. And Rachel. Yup, Rachel. She might be one of my second favorite characters of this film behind with the Joker. Anyway, so let's get to the elephant in the room. Okay, that's disrespectful. Anyway, let's get to the characters I absolutely love the most. More than Batman, James Gordon, Two-Face, Alfred, and Rachel. And of course, you got some of the characters like Morgan Freeman. Hey, Killing Movie in the movie. Oh, he was in Batman Begins? Hold on a minute, guys. Let me see. He's in Batman Begins. Okay, let me see in Batman Begins. Yeah, actually, he was in Batman Begins. So, okay, never mind then. So, yeah. So, let's get to the best character of this movie, which is none other than the Joker, played by Heath Ledger. Even is very sad that he sadly passed away back in 17 years. He sadly passed away on January 22nd, 2008. because he was born on April 4th in the 70s. But, oh, wait a minute. Was it 70s? Hold on a minute, guys. Yeah, actually, he was in the 70s. So, yeah. Hold on a minute, guys. So, even he sadly passed away in his 20s back in 2008, which is very sad, and you feel so sorry for Heath Ledger. But at the same time, we have to get him a longer pause because him as a Joker, this has got to be one of the best Joker in the history of mankind. Yep, even better than Joker Phoenix from the Joker movie. And no offense, Joker Phoenix, you did pretty awesome in the first movie, but you went downhill thanks to that freaking movie called Joker Forever on 2. Oh my god, I cannot stand that movie. And I am so glad that Rant is making history, because that Rant is making history. Why? It's because Limbo Strike Back was originally going to do a rant on the Joker 2 movies. But however, during 2, he got terminated for no freaking reason at all. And yeah, he closed down his YouTube channel. So what the frick. So yeah, so that's why my channel is becoming a Limbo Strike Back. And if you guys have a problem with it, just deal with this. My YouTube channel, it's my YouTube channel. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So no offense. So yeah, and honestly, we have a fantastic line from the Joker, but my two favorite line of this movie, which is none other than, "Come on, hit me!" And of course, my favorite one and the most iconic line of 2008, one of the top 10 iconic line in any film in general, which is none other than, "Why you so serious?" Yeah, I really enjoy making, honestly, I'm really enjoying to make a voice suppression as Heath Ledger as a Joker, but maybe I can be a Joker? No. Let's not be the Joker, or else I'm gonna have the same situation that what happened to Heath Ledger, and you don't want me to see that. So yeah. And the cinematography of this movie. This has got to be one of the best looking I ever seen for a Batman film. Yep, even better than Batman 1966. Yeah, no offense to Batman 1966, but when you rewatch that movie and TV shows in 2025, you already know that movie looks absolutely outdated piece of crap. Well, honestly, yeah, actually, that's the only thing I definitely agree with Alec, but still, yeah, Alec, you suck. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Batman 1966. Honestly, the only thing I like from that movie and shows, which is another than Animus as Batman and Joker, and some of the action scenes can be pretty cool. And of course, the theme song called Batman, Batman. Yeah. So, yeah. But overall, I just think Batman 1966 is got to be one of the most overrated thing that came out of Batman, and one of my top 5 most overrated shows that came out in our generation. Same with American Dad, and of course, Game of Thrones, honestly. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Game of Thrones, so I might do a video about why I'm not a huge fan of Game of Thrones, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot better than what Alex did, because, yeah, it's not Lord of the Rings knockoff, because it is not. So, you want to know why the cinematography is absolutely beautiful in The Dark Knight? Well, look at this. Look at this camera shot. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Christopher Nolan, he knows how to do a fantastic IMAX camera shot. But one of my favorite camera shots of this movie, which is none other than Joker in the police car enjoying himself. And of course, you got one of the best shots I ever seen for a Batman movie, which is none other than that, honestly, which is none other than a beautiful and depressing scene when Batman was very depressed, and you see the building destroyed, and you see a cave flying. Man, I want that scene to be in the Frozen 2, the biggest longer edited cut, because can you imagine that Anna would definitely be like Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, in my Frozen 2 edited cut? Can you imagine that, guys? Can you imagine that Anna would be like this thing right here? Stay tuned my drawing of that maybe in the future, but maybe tomorrow if I'm not doing something. And the action scene. The action scene is very brutal, and honestly, don't let your kiddos to watch this movie, because, and yeah, sure, this film is PG-13, but just because this film is PG-13, that doesn't mean it's a freaking kids movie, because this film has ton of the dark moment for kiddos. So kiddos, I don't care if this movie is PG-13, but I'm gonna say right now. Honestly, I'm gonna say this right now. Honestly, I'm gonna flat out and say this right now. Kids, don't let your kids watch it. Yeah, I did not want you kids to watch it because this film would scare kids for life, especially for the Joker by Heath Ledger. Boy, this Joker would definitely make kids cry. So kids, do me a favor, just go watch the Lego Batman movie. It's a lot better family-friendly version more than The Dark Knight, to be honest. And no offense to Dark Knight, The Dark Knight is a masterpiece for a teenager and adult, but for kiddos out of hand, yeah. Honestly, kiddo, it's for the best. You can just stick with Sesame Street, not freaking Dark Knight, because if I see another video about Alex saying, honestly, if I see another video when Alex said that kids do not watch Sesame Street, watch The Dark Knight instead. Okay, Alex. First of all, you do not ever say that because that's a pedophile piece of crap. And second of all, who in the right mind want to show you kiddo to see The Dark Knight? Oh no. Because kiddos would definitely agree that Sesame Street will always be better than The Dark Knight. When I was saying that was not me, that was the kiddos saying that. So kids, if you don't want to get scared of the Joker in this movie, do me a favor, do not watch this movie. But until you turn to a teenager, and then you can watch this movie. But when you're a baby, don't watch it. Just go watch some Sesame Street, and just go watch some kid-friendly stuff, like Frozen 2, an example, is even better than watching The Dark Knight. Because The Dark Knight will definitely scare kids for life, and I'm telling it as a fact. So, yeah. Because sometimes comic book movie cannot be all about kiddos. So you got Deadpool and Wolverine, you got Deadpool movies, you got some of the Spider-Verse movie, you got The Boys. Yeah, kids do not watch The Boy. The Boy will definitely puke you out because gruesome scene that kids should not be watching. And of course, the ending of the movie. The ending of the movie it has got to be one of the scariest ending ever, honestly. Because honestly, the movie. The movie way they ended, that is completely scary. If you want to see the ending of it, I'll show the picture of it, and I cannot show the footage of this movie. So yeah, this is what the ending look, honestly. Yeah, that looks the ending, and this is how you end the movie. So yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a second. What's that one shot about? Totally forgot about it. But honestly, this is your ending of the movie. I talked about what I just said about saying this is the scariest ending. But hey, just because I call it that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. So who good me, everyone? Who good me? And of course, you got a iconic scene when Joker blow up a children's hospital, and at the same time, that is really scary much because. Oh my goodness, I feel so sorry for these kiddos in this movie because they could. Man, my boy Joker blow up that freaking children's hospital. And honestly, and Peter Griffin did the exact same what the Joker did in that one Family Guy episodes when he's trying to parody himself as a Joker when he blow up a children's hospital. Okay, even it's very funny, but at the same time, it's kind of heartless, honestly. Yeah, honestly, I did not want to see Alex doing that, or else that would be a sick little piece of crap. So overall, guys, The Dark Knight, I'm very sorry this review is getting 30 minutes or 40 minutes, and I swear to God, if Alex called my videos cheap and lazy, I swear to God, I am going to make an explosive video out of him. So, yeah. And I'm very sorry I keep talking about Alex, but let's face it, he's everywhere, so just deal with it. So overall, guys, The Dark Knight, this has got to be one of the best movies that came out in 2008, along with The Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Wall-E, and Kung Fu Panda. The story was very fantastic and very terrific. The characters are very well written, and the acting are very Oscar-worthy. I did not care what the director of The Wolf of Wall Street said, because this film is cinema, not freaking anime movie that have poop joke and fart joke. That's not cinema. But when you have a movie, which is comic book movie, drama, and etc., yeah, that's real cinema. Not a freaking anime movie about poop joke and fart jokes. And of course, the action scene is really brutal, and that is why I am avoiding kids not to watch this movie. Because this film is not for kids, so I did not care what the parents said. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to give The Dark Knight a 10 out of 10, epic, brilliant masterpiece, and I'm going to give this peak movie a seal of Nick Studio Lounge awesomeness. Even I really enjoyed The Dark Knight Rises, but The Dark Knight will always be better as the best trilogy of The Dark Knight. And I'm going to say this right now, even this film is my second favorite Christopher Nolan movie, but Oppenheimer starting killing movie in for this peers, because Oppenheimer will always be my number one favorite Christopher Nolan movie. I did not care what Alex said, because Oppenheimer will always be better than Troll Band Takeda. And he better freaking not do a rant on Oppenheimer, or else we're gonna be acting a bunch of monkey go, ooh, ha, ha. So yeah. So fellas, that was my 30-minute review. One of the best films that came out in 2008, and one of my second favorite comic book movie ever made, behind with Deadpool and Wolverine and Across the Spider-Peak, which is another than Dark Knight. So tell me about your opinion on this terrific film on the comments section below. I'm very sorry this review is longer, which, let's face it, which review runtime that you think is better? A 1 minute runtime or my longer runtime? Because like I said, my review will always be better than what Alex review on the say, and even Brent's troll saying that on the say. And I swear to God, if I see Brent's troll stalking my YouTube channel and bashing my opinion on The Dark Knight, I am going to lose my mind, and I'm going to be angry as much as Anna for Frozen, because you do not want to mess with me. You don't want to mess with me, or else I'm going to be angry as much as William for Firefoots. Get right, you freaking jerk. You freaking dingbat. Anyway, so even 2008 has been a lackluster year for animated movie. Which, yeah, because you got Tale of the Disparow, you got Space Champ, and of course, you got some of the movie I'm not a huge fan of from animated genre. But at the same time, you got Kung Fu Panda, you got Wall-E, but The Dark Knight just easily saved 2008 for me, honestly. Because sometimes 2008 can be a lackluster year for movies, but The Dark Knight and Forgetting Sarah Marshall are both tied as a movie that saved cinema back in 2008. And not until you got in 2009 when you got a writer's strike. So, yeah, I feel bad for these writers sometimes. Anyway, so this is Nick Hicks Studio Lounge signing off, and adios, and you have a great Into Unknown, and Heath Ledger, rest in peace, and The Dark Knight, thumbs up, and Brent's troll, no bashing people's opinion on comic book movie. Do you not know it's called opinion bashing? Of course not, because I am listening to Brent's troll, and I should not listen to that. So, once again, this is Nick Hicks Studio Lounge signing off, and adios, and you have a great Into Unknown.